So I recently got a request on my Q&A video to film a video on how to help people avoid getting scammed on Depop, Grailed, basically anytime they buy streetwear. And I've been actively buying and selling streetwear now since about 2017, and I've been involved in the sneaker market for about a year before that. So 2016, I've been kind of actively looking and buying things in this community, and I've made a list of 5 very general points for you to avoid scams when you're buying on eBay, Grailed, Depop, Instagram, wherever you may be purchasing your item from. And scams happen all the time, but it seems to be a very big problem within the streetwear community. So I wanted to go ahead and make a little bit of a checklist video for you to kind of reference whenever you want to buy something online. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and get straight into this video. And the first thing to note when buying something online is 9 times out of 10, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If you're going to buy an item and it has a resale value of $300-400 and you go online to buy it and somebody's selling it for like $90 or $100, that item is probably fake, and or you're not going to get anything shipped to you. Something that happens very often in the community is that people will post real pictures of an item. So the flame shirt, for example, from Golf, they will post real pictures of the flame shirt on Depop or Grailed. So you'll look at it, get it legit checked, it'll check out and everything, but the price will be like $60-70. And once you buy it, the seller will like completely ghost you and you'll never actually get anything shipped to you. So just keep that in mind. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. But steals do happen from time to time, and that brings me to my second point. And the second point is always legit check your items before you buy them if you're not sure whether it's authentic or not. There are a few different ways that you can get an item authenticated. What I found that works best is 2 different methods. The first being to ask a trusted member of the community, whether it be Supreme or Golf or whatever. If you know somebody in that community that has a very good reputation within the community, you can ask them personally if the item is real or not. And the second method is to check the brand's subreddit. Now, this method only really works for brands that are big enough to have a subreddit, because there's a ton of streetwear brands out there right now, and not all of them are big, obviously. And you have to have a pretty decent following to get a subreddit on Reddit. If you're looking to legit check something from a smaller brand, first of all, they're probably not going to have anything that's being faked. But if that's the case and it's a smaller brand that doesn't have a subreddit, then you're going to want to ask a trusted member of the community, because they're going to be a lot more likely to actually reach out to you and help you. For brands like Golf and Supreme, brands that are a little bit bigger, you're going to want to opt for the subreddit option. I am a member of other streetwear subreddits, but I'm not as active on them as I am on the Golf one. But I know for a fact on the Golf Wang subreddit, legit checks happen all the time, and you will 9 times out of 10 get somebody to reply on your post legit checking an item for you. My personal favorite method for getting a legit check on an item is to actually go on the subreddit's page. And once you're actually on the page of the subreddit, you can go back up to the search bar, and where you typed in, let's say, R Golf Wang, you can type in legit checks, hit enter, and it'll bring up all the legit checks on that subreddit. This is perfect if you're looking to get a legit check on an item that's pretty common. So if you want to legit check a Save the Beast hoodie, Golf Basics hoodie, or anything that's pretty common in the golf community, you can do this, and it'll 9 times out of 10, you'll find the item you're looking for being legit checked. The only reason I say to opt for this method is because sometimes people will get the same item legit checked like 4 or 5 times in the same day, and it honestly gets a little bit repetitive and floods the subreddit. So just on that alone, always check this method first before you post your legit check. If for some reason the item you're wanting to get legit checked isn't on there, and I recommend posting some pictures on the subreddit, and you'll get somebody who's trusted in the community to legit check it for you. Another good thing that's important about getting something legit checked on the subreddit is most of the time you're going to get multiple opinions from multiple people, and if you've got 4 or 5 people telling you that your item is legit, then you know you're good to go and go ahead and buy the item. But just because an item you're buying is legit doesn't mean you're not getting scammed, and that actually brings me to my third point. If you are ever asked to do an unprotected transaction, it is 100% going to be a scam. Something that's an example of a protected transaction is actually making your purchase in the Depop or Grailed app. Both of those apps actually offer buyer protection, which means if you are shipped an item that's fake, or if you're not shipped an item at all, you are offered a refund in full for your item. Another really good example of a protected transaction is PayPal goods and services. This is very common for Instagram sellers. PayPal goods and services tags on an extra fee, but this extra fee protects you from getting anything fake or getting scammed. Through PayPal goods and services, if you never receive your item, or if your item's in awful condition, or if it's fake, you'll get a full refund for your item. A couple examples of unprotected transactions is Cash App, Venmo, PayPal friends and family. I don't ever really recommend doing any of these. There's a few instances where very popular sales pages will want to do PayPal friends and family to go ahead and waive that fee, but honestly, I don't really recommend ever doing this, because just in the event that they work to scam you, you have literally no protection. You might as well just be handing somebody a $50 bill and telling them to go like grocery shopping for you or something and just expecting them to bring you back your groceries and your change and stuff. Like, that's a lot of trust to really put in somebody that you don't know at all. I always 100% recommend doing protected transactions. From my personal opinion, the extra little fee that PayPal makes you pay is completely worth it, because if you're buying a $300-$400 item, I get that it's a lot of money, but you might as well tag on that extra expense to make sure you're not giving that $300-$400 to somebody you don't even know. And that person might literally be halfway across the country or something. It's a lot of money to just be sending without any protection. That brings me to my fourth point, and it is that ratings are very important. On Depop and Grailed, it's very easy to find ratings for a seller. You can just easily visit their profile and you can check their ratings out. Another thing really interesting that Grailed has implemented into their system, and you can earn badges through being a seller on Depop for being a trusted seller, fast responder, fast shipper, and things like that. So one thing to look for on Grailed is the badges that somebody might have, but Depop and Grailed both offer a star rating out of 5. If you have a seller with multiple transactions and they got a 5-star rating, I would say 9 times out of 10 you're good to go with that seller. But if you're looking at a seller that might have a little bit of a lower rating, I wouldn't really recommend buying from them. But if it's a piece that you absolutely need to have, check why exactly they got a low rating, because sometimes sellers get low ratings because they take a very long time to ship. I've personally had a seller take a very long time to ship me something, and you obviously don't want to wait forever to get an item shipped to you. But if that is the only reason that they're getting a low rating on their profile, then I would say you should be good to go. But once again, I don't really recommend this. I would only recommend doing this if it is an absolute grail and you know the item's real and the only thing that they have going against them is that they take a long time to ship and you're willing to wait on it. But to be honest, if somebody takes a long time to ship your item and they hold on for it for a long period of time, they're probably not a very responsible person, and whether you want to send your money to them is really up to you. But if somebody has a low rating because they haven't shipped an item, or an item that they received is not in the same condition, or anything of that nature, 100% don't ever buy from that person. Even if it's a one-time offense that they scam somebody, I don't recommend ever buying from them. A seller scamming somebody to any degree personally completely takes away all credibility that they have, because at the very least it means that they'll lie to you about the condition of an item, and you don't even want to send money to somebody like that, like I said. And that brings me to my fifth and final point that is actually for sellers to not get scammed, is to not ship anything to anybody until you have confirmation of the payment. And now this does not mean that you need to wait until the money is in your bank account, because that doesn't necessarily mean that the transaction hasn't happened. I know for a fact on Grailed that they actually hold your payment until you ship the item, which is another really good way to get protected from scams on Grailed, is that sellers actually can't receive the money you gave them until they ship your item off with confirmation of tracking. But like I said, I've been very active in selling on Depop and Grailed. Depop has this new payment system where the money goes straight from Depop into your bank account. And I know personally that transaction can usually take about 3 to 5 days, but this does not mean wait 3 to 5 days and then ship the item, because that would mean making your seller wait way too long to actually ship their item. If you got confirmation through Depop on their official email or through the app, preferably through the app, that your transaction has went through and you're good. Most of the time when sellers have a problem with this is through PayPal. If you visit PayPal on an app or on a computer, you can look at a pending transactions page. If you go on there and you see the amount of money you're owed in the pending transactions page, then you're good to go. It just means you need to ship your item and provide tracking, and then you'll get your funds released to you. But if somebody says they sent you money on PayPal and you don't see it on your account, do not ship anything until you see it and have confirmation of it. I personally had a run-in with this when I was selling sneakers. It was a pair of Jordans, but somebody actually went as far as photoshopping a fake PayPal receipt and emailing it to me on a fake PayPal email, saying that the transaction was completed and the funds would be released to me when I shipped the item. Thankfully, my dad caught this and actually prevented me from shipping it, because this was actually one of the first times I'd ever shipped something, so I just assumed it was real. But me and him both checked my PayPal account. The transaction was not showing up there, which means that I had 100% got scammed. Only trust something from the PayPal app, from your PayPal app. Another thing I've seen that's been really common with a few of my items on Depop is getting messages from sellers that send me a phone number. And when I was really new to selling, I actually responded to one of these messages thinking it was going to be normal and everything. But I actually texted the buyer on the number they provided me, and they just sent me their shipping info and told me to ship the item, and then they would pay me to keep them from getting scammed, which you should never trust anything like that at all. Transactions through the app are the only way you want to go. As technology begins to improve and scammers tend to pick up on the ways that we are preventing ourselves from getting scammed, they will find loopholes around it. They always do. So this is not a cookie cutter way to prevent yourself from getting scammed. This is just the most common things I see getting looked over when people are kind of new to the streetwear scene and buying stuff. I've also got another video coming soon on how to spot fake items. Over time of buying and selling golf, I've gotten pretty good at spotting fakes. So pretty soon here, I'm going to be making videos going into detail on how to spot fake items such as Fleur's or a flame print item and stuff like that. So just stay tuned for that if you're looking for legit checks on specific items. I'll be making videos on how to spot fakes here very soon. But that'll do it for this video, guys. I hope that this video can be something that helps you from getting scammed. Anytime that you want to buy something, just revisit this checklist and make sure that they pass every one of these points before you buy from them. Make sure to stay on your toes. Streetwear is a beautiful thing. It's something that I love. It's something that you love too, I'm sure. But it really does have this cancer of people scamming people, and it really is awful. It honestly is a shame that things like this happen, and I even have to make a video like this. But, you know, here we are. If you like what you see here and you would like to see more, definitely like this video and subscribe to the channel. I have a ton of really cool streetwear related content coming, and I can't wait to show you guys. I really wouldn't be here without you guys, so thanks so much for tuning into these videos every week. But I'm pretty sure that'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks so much.